them just as much as I hate the fucking. Are we live right now?
Yeah, but this has been going on YouTube Live for the past. We just got gifted a sub from Power Bottom 29. You look cute though. You know? Do you know this person?
No.
Well, they said you look cute though.
If it's not Asian belly girl, then I don't care. If it's not the true love of my life, Asian belly girl, then I don't care. I'm gonna marry that woman one day. I'll be the one feeding her. But no, yeah, I hate Italians the same way I kind of hate. I hate Italian American culture the way I hate fucking like Mexican American culture. It's just so like. It's like Americanized in like the worst way possible. Well, are we actually recording right now, or are you just fucking with me?
Yeah, it's like we're a minute 20 in.
Okay. So I hate Italian Americans from the East Coast as much as I hate Mexican Americans from the Southwest. Because they have like this like watered down, like Hollywood version of their culture that they never shut the fuck up about, and it's like they're assimilated like 60%. They're not there all the way. Like they don't shut the fuck up about their food. They always talk about family values. It's like that thing that Stavros said where he's like every fucking it's like I've only seen that clip once, and I'm pretty sure he like probably told the Illuminati he doesn't want that clip to surface around. Where he's like every fucking immigrant group is the same. They love food. They love their family.
Well, you think he was being politically insensitive?
I think he kind of was, maybe a little. Like obviously it doesn't fucking offend me because I agree with it, but like I think to the wrong person. Like, you know how there's like people that think anyone with white skin is like a wasp?
Yeah.
I think somebody like that would get offended by that. And Stavros, like when he said that shit, I'm like, that's so fucking true. But like these like Italian Americans and these Mexican Americans, like they're so like they're removed from the motherland, but they're not like. They're removed from the motherland, but they haven't like fully assimilated into American culture. So they're stuck in like limbo. Because it's like they don't have like the articulation of like a true American like myself, but they don't have like. They're just weird. They're just weird, and they're so trashy. Like look at Daniela Bergoli. She's like one example of like a trashy fucking Italian American bitch. And I try to think about like other Italian American women that I've met. Like they're not always trashy, but they kind of like lean towards like trashy. But they still have like this level of like, what's the word? Arrogance that they shouldn't have. And the Mexican American women can be the same way too, where you know they think they're like tough, you know. But classy. It's like you can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Either you're a ghetto trashy hua, or you're a fucking American. You're a classy American lady. But I don't think they'll ever. I think they still have that like low IQ. That like low IQ third worldist brain, so they can never fully realize that they're scum. Yeah, I just can't stand them. I mean, I like it on some level, but I also can't stand it. Because these are the same people that they'll never shut the fuck up about being Italian, but then like some like fucking spickaroo will come around and be like, oh yeah, I like you in the frijoles. And we're like, and then they get all fucking butthurt. And you know, I think American culture. I mean, I think American culture is kind of intertwined with Mexican culture on some level, but specifically in the Southwest region, like the cowboy culture and shit like that. But have a black man tell you, and they'll say, "Yeah, man, the Cowboys was originally black." You know, there's black people that believe that.
Yeah, like Jay-Z.
Yeah, that like the Cowboys, these like black dudes that spawned out of the ether. They taught the white people and the Mexicans how to deal with like fucking horses and how to like deal with cattle. But it's funny because like Africans don't even have cows like that over there. Like they don't have the same like cowboy setup that we have over here in America and in Mexico. So it's like where could they have learned that from? Anyways, no, yeah, I just really hate immigrants. I think that's where I'm at right now. I don't have anything else to say.
You serious?
Hold on. Let me see. Let me see. Let me look at my screenshots. Oh yeah. It's 'cause I'm so used to interacting with you.
I'm not here. I mean, you're the one who said you want to do a solo episode. You said there's things I can't talk about.
Okay, I got a few things down. So the UFO thing, I haven't really looked that much into it. But I did see the Tim Dillon episode where he's talking about how like the entire fucking like economy's just fucking falling apart, and like these niggas these niggas in the White House still think that we're gonna like lose our shit over UFOs. Now my dad is losing his shit over that. Like this nigga has not left me the fuck alone about the UFOs for like the past like fucking like almost a month already. But especially now that the government's coming out with the UFOs and telling us the truth, it's like, oh my god, dude! Like my dad, like literally, like he thinks like he has like the conspiracy. He has like Eddie Bravo level conspiracies where it's like, yeah, that the reptiles, that like if you look at like Barack Obama or if you look at like Donald Trump, like if you look at like this certain picture of them where they're like being like Quark Chunguses, like if you look hard enough, you can see that they're actually aliens and they're reptiles, and that the Anunnaki dropped them off here to control us, and that all this all this stuff they're using it to control us. But in that same breath, he's like, oh, did the unemployment office did they send us the check yet? Because I kind of need that. Now I do want to read this book that talks about UFOs by Saint Seraphim Rose, no longer no, formerly known as Father Seraphim Rose, now known as Saint Seraphim Rose. He was an Orthodox priest or monk who converted from Protestantism, and he talks a lot about UFOs. In his book Orthodoxy and the Religion of the Future. Now, my priest told me not to read that book, to wait to read it until I've read some other shit, but I think I'm kind of gonna do it anyways, just because like I've always like I know that UFOs are just a fucking psyop. Can you pass me my water, please? Thank you. I know that like UFO. I know that UFOs are like a psyop, but the thing about the UFOs is like I still have a level of interest in them. Not because I think that they're real, but because it's like so many dumbasses still fucking believe it. And this book was so much ahead of its time. Like I know everything surrounding the book itself, not not that I've actually read. I own it, but I don't I haven't actually read it yet. And I just want to have it. I just want to have it in my already read books because I love to do this thing. It's kind of sick on some level. I like to do this thing where like le- like there'll be some fucking normie that's like talking to me about like, oh yeah, bro, like the Vatican, like they're trying to control the food that we eat. You know, they want you to eat McDonald's, and in that same breath, they'll be like, oh yeah, bro, like if you want to come smoke weed with me after school, or after work, I'm like, dude, like, how the fuck are you gonna tell me that the Anunnaki control the world and that the Vatican is controlling our fucking Arby's, and in that same breath want to go smoke weed and play video games? And this is very much like a byproduct, I guess you want to call it, or like this is like the fruits of like Gnosticism, because Gnosticism has really like bled its way into the culture. And one thing about the Gnostics is, or the Cathars, or the Christian Scientists, Christian Scientism is its own thing, right? It's neither Christian or scientific. Um, Theosophy, that's what it's based off of. These Theosophists, like, they believe that everything in this material world is bad. Obviously, if you're a Christian, you know Christian theology, you know that that's not fucking true. But they have this idea that like everything is bad, so they'll indulge themselves on it. They'll like fucking, you know, they'll get into like what are they called, like orgies. You know, they'll be like niggas fucking niggas, girls with girls, girls and boys. You know, like they get into like, these crazy fucking sex parties because they believe that they're transcending their material body. So it's like they have this knowledge that the world is corrupt on some level, but the way that in which they combat this idea is to indulge themselves in a concupiscence, or not concupiscence, and hedonism. And that's pretty much the modern day conspiracy theorists. Like they'll sit here and they'll tell you about the Anunnaki and the Vatican and the Rothschilds, you know, and they're kind of keyed in on the Jews a little bit, but not really. It's yesn't. That's the answer that they'll give you. That you know, I'm putting the words in their mouth. Yesn't. Um, because they recognize that Israel is like an apartheid state. Well, you know, it's an apartheid state, but they won't like the idea of like world Jewry destroying our country and destroying like us as a people. They just can't conceptualize that. And even when they do begin to conceptualize that, they'll still fall back on like the Vatican and the Rothschilds and all this bullshit. You know, you can't fight fire with fire. I know that sounds like some corny nigga shit, but like I truly do believe that you cannot fight fire with fucking fire. So, you know, I can't help but think that like most conspiracy theories are just fucking psyops. They're just psyops from like a bigger fucking like people that are in the know, like slowly like let it seep out, let people find out about it, and they come up with their own stupid ass conclusions and believe that's true, and people just get lost in it. That's why, like, even though I still on some level am still like a conspiracy theorist, I'm not like a conspiracy retard, and I feel like that's what most niggas fall under. Because then, like, you know, you try telling them like, oh, you know, maybe we should participate a little bit in politics, or we should participate a little bit in like community gatherings. Like, nah, bro, like it's from within, dog. Like, you gotta find it from within, homie. I'm like, that's the fucking problem. Like you can't have people running their own race all the time, because that's not how shit works. Like, you need to have a community. That's why I'm very pro church. Niggas need to go back to church and shit. Like, you need to have a community of people that you get together with. You know, not the lodge. Sorry, not the lodge. You know, you need to get in a church community. You know, A bunch of guys get together, have a little, Bible study, have a little fucking book, book club, read read Patrick J. Buchanan, The Death of the West, right? So you can find out why everything sucks now. But yeah, and they're so stuck on this idea of oh, you gotta find it within. But it's like you can't because you need the grace of God to guide you through, like, what's the word? You need the grace of God to basically guide you through what's true and what's not, and this like Gnostic idea of looking within to find the truth is just bullshit. It's just a lie from the enemy, and that's why I fucking hate the Da Vinci Code, because all this like conspiracy, this like low hanging fruit conspiracy theories bullshit, all goes back to the fucking Dan Jones. Is that his name? I think it is. It all goes back to the Da Vinci Code. It all goes back to that, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, and there's niggas that actually think the Da Vinci Code, like Dan Jones, or is it Dan Brown? I think it's Dan Brown. Dan Brown has literally came out and said, like, no, like I'm not a historian. Like, I literally like was just trying to make like an interesting story. And these niggas just take that shit and ran with it. And they will not let it go. It's psycho. It's mass psycho. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dan Jones, excuse me, Dan Brown, I wouldn't be surprised if he's involved in some kind of either secret society or some kind of fraternal organization or some type of intelligence. Because there's no way that all these niggas are under this much mass psychosis and it wasn't curated from the top down. No fucking way that it wasn't. And yeah, like I said, I like doing this thing where it's like I'll tell them, like, yeah, I agree there's corruption in the church, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't go to church. Well, bro, but it's from within. Like, no, nigga, you're just so fucking like brainwashed into thinking that you're actually smart when you're not. You're a fucking idiot. Not that I'm any smarter myself, but I always say I think I'm very average in intelligence, but we've set the bar so fucking low that like someone like me could be looked at as like a genius. Like, we've set the fucking bar so low that like we're like, man, this guy's really smart. And I'm not. I'm really not the smartest guy. I just think we set the bar so low. That's why I hate when people like ask me for my qualifications whenever I talk about politics. Like, yeah, like maybe we shouldn't have all these brown people coming in. They'll be like, well, you're brown. Yeah, but I'm not that kind of brown. It doesn't make sense to me, bro. Bro, like, what? Why do you, like, how do you even know this stuff, bro? Like, where do you even get this stuff from? And it's like, are you, like, what answer do you want from me? Do you want me to tell you that I went to college for this shit? You're like, well, yeah, bro, I just trust somebody that, like, got a degree, bro. Like, somebody that went to school for this. Yeah, but we set the bar so fucking low that anybody could get a fucking degree, right? School essentially is just sitting there remembering information, sitting there doing what they tell you to do, writing it down, and remembering it for a fucking test. That's why, like, actually sitting there and like debating, like, I think debate club is something that people should do. I think everybody should get into debate club. And I remember I low-key kind of wanted to get into like debate club when I was younger. But I didn't because I thought it was gay. Because I wanted to be cool with all these like black kids and all these like Hispanic kids that were in gangs. And I really neutered myself. I neutered myself by doing that because I was never like gonna throw my life away to be in a gang. But I still wanted to be cool on some level, so I kind of like, I didn't let my brain like reach its full capacity. because I wanted to dumb myself down to be with um and now look at me. Now those same people, I have to get into a debate with them and tell them that it's not Pastor Brown that's trying to keep them down. It's Rabbi Shmuley that's trying to keep them down. But bro, but that guy, bro, like he's got a lot of knowledge, homie. Like he's telling me, like, if I want to smoke weed to feel better, that I should do it, homie, and that's what I'm doing, eh? And I'm like, yeah, because in the Talmud it tells them that you need to that it's better to tell this person take this money and go buy drugs with it than it is to tell them, hey, buy this. I'm gonna give you money. Don't buy drugs with it. Some rabbi, that's a real fucking clip. This rabbi was like, well, yeah, I think it's better. It's better when you tell them. It's better when you tell them take the money and go buy your alcohol with it because Hashem knows the intention behind it. So you have to tell them to use the money what they really want to use it for instead of promoting better behavior. And his whole thing with fucking weed is just like fucking driving me up the wall. Like these niggas that think smoking weed is like they think they're ascending. It's like no, you're dropping fucking IQ points, and this is why you can't get off of your stupid ass conspiracy theories. Like these niggas are addicted to fucking just being retarded. This is why the world is the way it is. This is why we can't have nice things. This is why fucking ghosts. This is why you can't find the good flavors. Like, niggas are really, like, scalping ghosts energy drinks. Like, you can't even find raspberry cream. It's like the best fucking flavor. They got a 7-Up flavor. It's so good. There's another flavor. What flavor was it? There was this other, like, esoteric flavor that Ghost had, but now they're scalping it because potheads and fucking goyim, they just fucking buy it. Like, what the fuck are we doing here, people? But yeah, that just fucking irks me. I've been wanting to talk about that for a minute. Like, I seen this nigga on TikTok live selling fucking raspberry cream goat. Like, why is this a thing? Why the fuck are we doing this, people? And I do have high hopes for the future, but there's gonna be a lot of turmoil, but before we can get to the time where America can be a great, beautiful Christian nation, we're gonna have to see. What is it? How did they say it? Shift through the wheat. Separate the wheat from the chaff. There you go. And it's gonna be a very long, grueling process, and we're gonna have to start with making weed illegal again, which I've finally come around to. For different reasons. Some reasons are fucked up. Some reasons are not fucked up. I don't think we should have a crazy sentence. Like, if you get caught with like a pound of weed, I think you should just spend like 24 hours in jail. But like, it does need to be illegal again because these fucking goyim, they're just losing their mind. Like, they're just losing their mind, being fucking retards. But part of me also thinks just let them have their weed. But the problem is these smart people that get sucked into it, they just stay stuck in their fucking cloud of retardedness. And it's like, so what's the answer? Do we just make it illegal or do we just keep it legal? Probably the better option would be to make it illegal, but also it kills job opportunities when we make it legal. Because back in the day, you could you could get an apartment for like $800. Start trapping. You know, you could live with your girl. You know, maybe she works at McDonald's or some shit, and you could do that. But now you can't even do that anymore. So, because all these fucking dispensaries sell weed that is marked up at twice the price, and these niggas are out here working minimum wage and shit. So we need to go back to having dedicated drug dealers. But I mean, other than that, I can't think of anything else to rant about. This is like what's been going through my head. This is very therapeutic for me. I think I want to do more episodes like this where I'm just talking about random shit in my head. How long have we been running for? Okay, this is enough. Alright, goodbye, guys.